Have you ever wondered why life feels so much harder than it used to be? I am not talking about working in coal mines or hunting for food. I am talking about the math of survival. Think back to the 1990s. Think about the TV show The Simpsons. Homer Simpson was a high school graduate working a basic job at a power plant. Yet he owned a 4-bedroom home with a garage, a backyard, and 2 cars. He had a stay-at-home wife, 3 kids, and pets. He went on vacations. He ate lobster for dinner sometimes. And he did all of this on a single income. Today, if you look at Homer Simpson's lifestyle, he isn't middle class. He is rich. In 2026, a couple both working full-time jobs with college degrees, making 6 figures combined, can barely afford a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent city. They aren't buying a house. They aren't going on vacations. And they are definitely not saving for retirement. Something has broken in the engine of the American dream. We were told that if we went to school, got good grades, and got a good job, we would be set. We were told that making $100,000 a year was the golden ticket. But today, I am going to show you the terrifying truth. I am going to show you the math that proves $100,000 is the new minimum wage. I am going to expose the hidden taxes, the shadow inflation, and the corporate greed that is systematically wiping out the middle class. This is not just a video about money. This is a crime scene investigation. And the victim is your future. Welcome to the death of the middle class. Let's start with the biggest lie in modern finance, the 6-figure salary. For decades, making $100,000 a year was the ultimate goal. It meant you had made it. It meant a luxury car, a country club membership, and 0 financial stress. But let's break down what $100,000 actually looks like today. Let's take a single person living in a major city like New York, Los Angeles, Miami, or even Austin. You start with $100,000. Sounds great, right? First, Uncle Sam takes his cut. Federal income tax, state income tax, Social Security, Medicare. If you live in a place like California or New York, your take-home pay is immediately slashed to about $68,000. You haven't spent a single penny yet, and 32% of your wealth is gone. So now you have $68,000. That is about $5,600 a month. Still sounds decent? Let's keep going. You need a place to live. The average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in a major city is now hovering around $2,500. And remember, landlords require you to make 3 times the rent to even qualify. So you are barely scraping by their requirements. After rent, you are down to $3,100. Now you have student loans because you needed that degree to get the 6-figure job, right? The average student loan payment is $400. You are down to $2,700. You need a car to get to work. The average car payment is $700. Plus $200 for insurance, plus $200 for gas. That is $1,100 gone. You are down to $1,600. You have to eat. The cost of groceries has skyrocketed. If you eat a modest, healthy diet and maybe go out to dinner once a week, you are spending at least $600 a month on food. You are down to $1,000. Now add in utilities, phone bill, internet, subscriptions, health insurance premiums deducted from your paycheck, and basic toiletries. That is easily another $500. You have $500 left. $500 from a $100,000 salary. And this assumes nothing goes wrong. This assumes you don't have a medical emergency. This assumes your car doesn't break down. This assumes you don't want to buy new clothes or buy a Christmas gift or travel to see your family. If you have a child, forget it. The average cost of childcare in America is $1,200 a month. If you have a kid, you are mathematically bankrupt. Do you see the problem? $100,000 isn't wealth anymore. It is subsistence. It is the new working poor. You are just wearing a nicer shirt while you drown. The biggest killer of the middle class is housing. In the 1950s, the average home cost about 2 times the average annual salary. If you made $5,000 a year, a house cost $10,000. You could save for a down payment in a year or 2. Today, The median home price in America is approaching $450,000. In desirable cities, it is over $1 million. Meanwhile, the median household income is only about $75,000. That means a house now costs 6, 7, or even 10 times the average salary. But the price isn't the only problem. The interest rates are the nail in the coffin. When interest rates spiked, they didn't just make mortgages more expensive. They destroyed affordability. A $500,000 mortgage at 3% interest costs about $2,100 a month. Manageable. That same $500,000 mortgage at 7% interest costs $3,300 a month. That is a $1,200 difference for the exact same house. That is $14,000 a year of post-tax money. Just vanished into thin air. This has created a generation of forever renters. People who make good money but can never save enough for a down payment because the rent is too high. It is a vicious cycle. You rent because you can't buy, but you can't buy because you rent. And who are you renting from? This brings us to the dark side of the housing market. You aren't renting from a nice old couple anymore. You are renting from BlackRock. You are renting from Vanguard. You are renting from massive private equity firms that are buying up entire neighborhoods. These corporations have unlimited cash. They can outbid any regular family. They buy the starter homes, do a cheap renovation, and turn them into permanent rentals. Their goal is simple: to turn America into a nation of tenants. Why? Because a tenant is profitable forever. A homeowner pays off their mortgage and stops paying the bank. A tenant pays until the day they die. They want a subscription-based life. They want you to own nothing and be happy. Well, maybe not happy, just compliant. Now let's talk about the thief that robs you while you sleep: inflation. The government tells us inflation is down. They say it is 3% or 2%. Do you believe them? Go to the grocery store. Look at the price of beef. Look at the price of eggs. Look at the price of olive oil. Does that feel like 3% to you? The official inflation numbers are manipulated. They change the formula whenever the numbers look too bad. They substitute items. If steak becomes too expensive, they swap it for hamburger in the calculation. But there is something even more insidious than price inflation. It is called shrinkflation. Have you noticed your bag of chips has more air in it? Have you noticed the candy bar is smaller? Have you noticed the toilet paper roll is looser? Corporations know that if they raise the price from $5 to $7, you will get angry. So instead, they keep the price at $5, but they reduce the size from 16 ounces to 12 ounces. It is a hidden price hike. You are paying the same money for less product. This is happening everywhere. The quality of clothing is getting worse. The durability of appliances is getting worse. A refrigerator used to last 30 years. Now you are lucky if it lasts 5. This is called planned obsolescence. They build things to break, so you have to buy them again. This keeps the money flowing from your pocket to theirs. It is a tax on your existence. And wages? Wages have not kept up. Since the 1970s, productivity has skyrocketed. We are working harder, faster, and more efficiently than ever before thanks to technology. But wages have remained stagnant when adjusted for inflation. Where did all that extra money go? It went to the top 1%. It went to CEO bonuses. It went to stock buybacks. The workers created the wealth, but the executives kept it. So how does the average American survive if costs are up and wages are down? Simple. They borrow. Credit card debt in America has hit an all-time high, crossing $1 trillion. We are financing our survival with plastic. People aren't using credit cards to buy luxury bags or TVs anymore. They are using them to buy groceries. They are using them to pay for gas. And the interest rates on these cards? They are criminal. 25%. 30%. Once you get trapped in credit card debt at 30% interest, it is nearly impossible to get out. You are paying hundreds of dollars a month just to cover the interest, while the principal balance stays the same. You become a serf to the bank, but the banks got creative. They realized people were maxing out their cards. So they invented a new trap: buy now, pay later. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. You see these buttons everywhere online. Split your payment into 4 easy installments. It looks innocent. It helps you buy that jacket you want. But it is psychologically dangerous. It decouples the pain of paying from the pleasure of buying. When you spend $100 cash, you feel it. It hurts. When you click a button that says pay $25 today, it feels free. Young people are now carrying multiple buy now, pay later loans. They have a loan for their shoes, a loan for their watch, a loan for their groceries. They are microfinancing their entire life. This is a house of cards waiting to collapse. And let's not forget the car loans we talked about, and the student loans. We are a nation of debt addicts, and the dealers are the big banks. They want you in debt. A person with no debt is free. A person with no debt can say no to a bad boss. A person with no debt can take risks. But a person with a mortgage, 2 car notes, student loans, and credit card debt, that person is obedient. That person will work late. That person will take the abuse because they are terrified of missing a payment. Debt is a tool of control. Now, I have to be hard on you for a minute, because not all of this is the system's fault. Some of it is your fault. We live in the era of Instagram and TikTok. We are constantly bombarded with images of people living perfect lives. We see 20-year-olds flying private jets. We see people driving Lamborghinis. This creates a massive pressure to keep up. In the past, you only compared yourself to your neighbors. If your neighbor got a new Toyota, maybe you wanted a new Toyota. Today, you are comparing yourself to the top 0.1% of the world. So people spend money they don't have, to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't know. We see people making $50,000 a year carrying $2,000 Louis Vuitton bags. We see people leasing BMWs while living in their parents' basement. This is the fake rich phenomenon. True wealth is quiet. True wealth is money in the bank. True wealth is a paid-off house. But fake wealth is loud. It screams, "Look at me." The system loves this insecurity. They want you to feel inadequate. They want you to feel like a loser if you don't have the latest iPhone or the trendiest sneakers. Because insecure people spend money. You have to opt out of this game. You have to realize that the game is rigged. The only way to win is not to play. Okay, so the situation is bad. The system is rigged. Inflation is stealing your money. Housing is unaffordable. What do? Do you give up? Do you cry in the corner? No. You fight back. But you have to fight smart. Here is the exit strategy. This is how you escape the trap of the dying middle class. Step 1 is radical accountability. Stop blaming the president. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming your boss. While those things matter, you cannot control them. You can only control you. Accept that no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Step 2 is the lifestyle reset. You need to cut your lifestyle down to the bone. I am talking about monk mode. If you are paying $700 for a car, sell it. Buy a beater. If you are living in a luxury apartment, move. Get a roommate. Move back in with your parents if you have to. You need to widen the gap between your income and your expenses. That gap is your freedom. Step 3 is asset accumulation. You cannot save your way to wealth holding cash. Cash is trash. Inflation melts cash like an ice cube in the sun. You need to buy assets. Stocks. Real estate. Bitcoin. Things that are scarce. Things that the government cannot print. When you get paid, do not buy shoes. Buy a share of the S&P 500. Do not buy a new phone. Buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You need to move your labor energy into store of value assets immediately. Step 4 is the skill stack. Your salary is low because you are replaceable. If you want to make more money, you need to become rare. Learn a skill that AI cannot easily replace. Learn sales. Learn high-level coding. Learn plumbing or electrical work. Learn how to manage people. The days of getting a generic degree and sitting in a generic office job are over. Those jobs are the first to go. You need to provide tangible value. Step 5 is the side hustle. You cannot rely on one income stream. That is too dangerous. If your boss fires you tomorrow, you are at zero. You need a side hustle. Drive Uber on weekends. Edit videos. Write copy. Sell digital products. Use the extra money from the side hustle solely for investing. Do not use it to upgrade your lifestyle. Your 9 to 5 pays the bills. Your 5 to 9 builds your freedom. The middle class as we knew it is dead. The white picket fence dream is over. We are moving into a world of haves and have-nots. The gap is widening every single day. You are currently standing on a bridge that is burning. You have to run to the other side. You have to cross from the side of the consumer to the side of the investor. It will be hard. It will require sacrifice. Your friends will laugh at you for driving an old car. They will call you cheap, but in 10 years, when they are still drowning in debt, stressing about their bills, and terrified of losing their jobs, you will be free. You will have options. You will have assets. You will have peace. The game has changed. The rules have changed. Now that you know the truth, the choice is yours. Will you remain a victim of the system? Or will you build your own way out? If you found value in this video, if it opened your eyes, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm share this truth with more people. And subscribe if you want to join the minority of people who are actually waking up. My name is Alex. This is Invests with Alex. And I will see you on the other side.